Hello, I'm Andrew Engel from Simple Gifts Farm. Today I'm going to show you how we plant garlic. The first thing you need to do is to cultivate your bed. Use a rototiller or a shovel and loosen up the soil. Then you'll want to add fertilizer. Could be compost or manure. For us, we're using an organic chicken manure compost. I put 100 pounds of it on this 90-foot bed, as well as 25 pounds of feather meal. It's quite a bit of nitrogen, but garlic likes nitrogen, and if you want to get large cloves, large bulbs, it's important to use plenty of fertility. Garlic will survive in just about any condition, but it won't get as large. So once it's fertilized and cultivated, you want to rake it out. I like to get it nice and smooth. You could do this with a smaller rake, but I like this wide landscaping rake to get it more uniform, because I'm going to be using my bed marker after I'm done. Then we also run a hose or a string or something to make it nice and straight along the edge. We're going to be cultivating this with hose and a wheel hoe, and it's important to have it a uniform spacing. Then we mark the spacing with this bed marker that I made a couple of years ago. It makes rows every 10 inches, and then it marks for where each clove goes every 5 inches in the row. So I'll show you how I use it. Just get started and roll it along my hose or my string. And it makes nice marks for where to put each clove. Next, we're going to get our bulbs ready to plant, and we'll start planting. Here is a well-marked bed. It's got indentations where you put each of the cloves, making it very easy to use, and it'll make it very easy later when you're coming back to try and cultivate out the weeds with a hoe. Got all the cloves broken apart into individual cloves, and it's time to plant. My son David here is 4 years old, and he's going to help us figure this out. David, how do you know which end to put up when you're planting the garlic? That's right, the pointy end up and the flat root end down. All right, where are you going to plant them, David? Right on the marks. Go ahead and put them in. One at a time.
I can do them both in at once.
Oh, I guess he can do two at once. And sometimes he can't push them in quite as far as they need to go, but I usually like to have 1 to 2 inches of dirt on top of the clove. And then you can lightly cover them back over with dirt. And usually I like to mulch. This year we're experimenting some with not mulching. I've heard that does work. But in the past we've mulched with either straw or alfalfa hay. Usually 4 to 6 inches deep. It helps keep the ground from frost heave, freezing and thawing, can push the cloves up out. Also, if you're going to live in an area with severe winters, they can get damaged by too much cold. Mulch it over, wait till spring. We're done. Here's what our 4 rows look like, all planted. All that's left is to cover them over and put some mulch on top.